This is going to be a two-part video. I'm going to explain pretty much everything that's happened this week, some things I found, and I've got an audio recording that I want to go over. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go over all the timestamps in part two, but part one, I'm going to tell you everything that's happened this week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. My wife has not experienced the things I have. Number one, she doesn't spend a ton of time outside. Number two, she's extremely skeptical. Number three, up until here recently, she's never wanted to know. But she has had a few weird things happen. Before we knew that I knew that we were dealing with Sasquatch out here, she had a night where she called me up. I was at work. There was something out in the woods moving around behind the car, like it was hiding behind the car. I told her to go get her pistol, told her where to go out on the porch, where to aim, fire a couple shots, scare off whatever it was. And she did that. It wasn't anywhere near the car where the thing was, but warning shots, right? So that's one of the first times that she noticed something that bothered her, scared her, whatever. And over the years, she's paid attention and she's told me when weird things have happened. As much as she doesn't, I'm sure she would rather these things not be around here at all. If you really, really asked her, But she's always been supportive. Another time, my brother and sister-in-law were over here. I was at work again. He left before my sister-in-law, and he walked down my driveway to his truck and left. Well, he calls my wife and says, "Hey, I don't know what's in your woods, but whatever it is, it's big and it followed me." So apparently it was pacing him. As he was going down my driveway, there was something in the woods that was big, according to him, pacing. My wife and my sister-in-law went outside. I think they heard movement, but I can't remember. She actually set one of my cameras out there, for me. There's been a couple times, another time where middle of the afternoon, I went to leave to go to the store. I get to the car and she calls me and says, "Hey, something's behind the chicken coop. I just heard knocks, like something knocking on wood." I ran back there. I didn't see anything, whatever. It seems like the interactions that she's having now, because she's having a couple, have been around the chicken coop area. Number one, that's where she spends a lot of time. Number two, it's right on the wood line. And number three, she's been going out there at night. A lot of times she'll wait till the, 8, 9 o'clock before she gets the eggs out. So, well, if she forgot to do it during the day, month ago, 2 months ago, I can't remember, I posted a video about it. She went to go get the eggs. She was leaving the chicken coop. Something landed behind her. She said something was thrown. For her to say thrown, it had to be super obvious, okay? So that happened. Then there was another night, her and my son were going out to the car to get something, and it was dark, and he was acting a little skittish, and my wife's like, nothing's ever happened to you. You haven't experienced anything, or nothing scary. He's found tracks and had a couple other things happen, but nothing crazy. And she's like, "Has it? Nothing's really happened to you, right?" And he was like, "No." And right when he finishes his sentence, there is a very loud break, according to them, out in the wood line. I wish I could have seen their face when that happened. But anyway, so that happens. This week, Thursday night at 8:45, she said she remembers the time because she wanted to remember to tell me. She goes to the chicken coop, opens the back door, goes to reach in and grab some eggs out. And she hears another obvious throw. Sounds like an object was thrown and hit the ground behind her. Okay. Fast forward Friday afternoon, I had a guy from the state come out here. He installed a seismograph and a microphone because they're going to be doing some blasting. They want to make sure there's no damage. We get done. I'm out there with him the whole time, watching him do it, talking to him, and escorted him out, right? That night, I'm like, well, I'm kind of worried that that microphone and everything is going to mess. I mean, it's a new box and a microphone sticking right there, right behind my fence. I don't know if it'll scare them off or not, whatever. So I decided I'm going to walk around. I stayed up a lot later than I normally do. I walked around in the woods until about 10 o'clock. I did it for about 45 minutes. After my walk, I left an audio recorder underneath the treehouse. I get done. I walk up into my yard, close the gate, go and close the chicken coop gate, go up to the porch. I'm out there maybe 5 more minutes. I go inside. Well, from the audio, not but a few minutes after I close the chicken coop gate and then come up to the porch, they converge. They come in. I'm going to go through, it's 5 hours and 48 minutes of audio. The first hour is filled with all kinds of interesting things, and I'm going to go through all the timestamps. So that's why I'm making 2 videos. So that's Friday night where I leave that out. Saturday morning, I figure out, all right, well, I had already ran through the first hour of audio. I'm like, all right, they were there. Saturday afternoon, when I get home from work, I'm walking around to see, all right, did they do anything around the microphone? And when I'm going out to check, I want to check the seismograph and the microphone, see if anything's happened around there, right in front of it. I'll show you the video of what I found, which was pretty interesting. Now remember, part 2, I'm going to go through the audio of that night that I left. I left that audio recorder out, frame by or timestamp by timestamp. If you've got time, patience, I think it'll be worth it. I think it's pretty cool. I'm definitely convinced they were there. It all started with a vocal right after I leave and go up to my porch. Like 2 minutes later, there's a vocal, and then snaps, breaks, throws. There's a point to where it seems like something gets right up close to it, almost breathes into it. It sounds like it breathes like right on top of the thing. And there's a lot more to it. But for now, here is what I found Saturday morning after recording all that stuff Friday night. Came out here Saturday looking around and went and looked by where I left the recorder and everything. I had a feeling, it kind of made me a little nervous that having this thing out here would either scare them or intrigue them. What's super odd is I can't get them to come around the camera, but they will come around audio recorders. I've had that happen several times. I don't know why. It's insane to think that they know the difference. Maybe because one looks like it has an eyeball on it and the other one doesn't. I don't know. So I came out here and looked around and I found this. All this area right here. That happened Friday night. Because Friday afternoon, it was not like this. Neither him nor I walked down in here. We stayed right up here. There's no reason to go down here. In fact, I took a knee right here as he dug, and I talked to him. And when we got done, we turned around and walked out. I was with him the whole time. He did not step here. But Friday night, this shows up. Now, maybe it was a deer bedding down here. But this has been pulled out all together. It's not been chewed on at all. This has been broken off right here. So I don't know if maybe, it's just guessing. If it was them, they crawled up here. Maybe they crawled up here and they were checking that out. Or this is where they were at part of the time when Friday night I had the recorder out.